**** Craig Bellamy, from Man City star to Wales coaching innovator ***. Craig Bellamy, a former Manchester City forward known for his fiery spirit, is now making headlines as the head coach of the Welsh national team. Under the mentorship of City legend Vincent Kompany, Bellamy has introduced a dynamic attacking style that has led to an unbeaten start in his managerial debut. As he prepares for a pivotal Nations League clash against Montenegro, fans are buzzing with hope for a revitalized Welsh squad. On the other side, Erling Haaland recently shattered Norway's scoring record but faced a shocking 5-1 defeat against Austria. His mixed emotions reflect the unpredictable nature of international football. Meanwhile, Manchester City is at a crossroads, with Pep Guardiola contemplating his future as the club gears up for a busy season. With a new sporting director stepping in, significant changes are on the horizon. Keep an eye on how Bellamy leads Wales forward, Haaland seeks redemption, and City navigates this crucial transition. Craig Bellamy, the manager, was born at Man City with help from a club legend. Now he's revolutionising Wales. Craig Bellamy learned his coaching trade under Manchester City great Vincent Kompany and is now making his mark on the international stage. With Wales, there might not have been too many Manchester City fans who saw Craig Bellamy as management material during his career. Headlines tended to follow Bellamy, who spent 2.5 years at City, and the Welshman was a fiery and combative player as well as being a hugely talented one. Yet the former forward is now leading his country in what is his first managerial role, and one person who could see the coaching potential in the now 45-year-old was City legend Vincent Kompany. Now in charge of Bayern Munich, Kompany had Bellamy as his assistant at Anderlecht and Burnley, where the pair helped claim the championship title with the Clarets in 2023. When Kompany moved to Germany in the summer, Bellamy was considered for the top job at Turf Moor, but instead took over his national side and has enjoyed an encouraging and unbeaten start with 2 draws and a win from his first 3 games. He's introduced a new attacking style to the Wales squad and will aim to earn a Nations League victory over Montenegro in Cardiff on Monday night. It would cement his early positive reputation with the Welsh public somewhat reinvigorated by their national side after the disappointing end to Rob Page's tenure and a failure to qualify for last summer's European Championship. Kompany labelled Bellamy as misunderstood during his time in charge at Turf Moor and believes his former teammate has a lot to offer the game. "I hear a few people say that Craig is someone who is misunderstood, and I think that is very true," he said, speaking in 2022. The headlines during his career don't necessarily reflect how we experienced him as a teammate. He is very intelligent, he cares, sometimes more about others than himself. He has been really important in us achieving success. Bellamy is now trying to bring that success to international football and spoke in his first press conference of how he wants to marry pride with ability. "I have key principles on what I stand for as a person," he said when unveiled as boss. "It's a privilege to play this game. Players are aware of that and they embrace that. It's about being willing to learn, open-minded to everything. For me, it's respect as well. You respect the environment and the people you work for. Respect for the shirt. Can you leave that shirt in a better place than when you found it? Playing wise, having that type of attitude and open-mindedness. I do like front foot football. I like pressing. The team comes first, so we're difficult to break through. We build from the back. We commit. Everyone commits to it. Everything's to score. Everything we do is to score goals. We don't play formations, we play shapes. It's 2 vs 1s, looking to create those areas in every part of the football pitch." Man City star Erling Haaland issues apology after Norway U-turn. Manchester City striker Erling Haaland took to social media to apologise for his part in Norway's latest game a few days ago. All was rosy for Erling Haaland and Norway. Manchester City's number 9 smashed a 90-year-old record when he netted twice against Slovenia, surpassing the haul of 33 that Jürgen Juve set between 1929 and 1934 to become the most prolific goalscorer in Norway's history. Haaland had spoken before the match of how much he loves playing to Norway, contrary to how he believes he is portrayed, and he wrote himself into the record books while helping his country to another win in the UEFA Nations League. Fast forward a few days and Norway were smashed 5-1 by Ralf Rangnick's Austria. Alexander Sørloth equalised in the first half to see the teams level at the break, but a poor second half saw Haaland and his teammates thrashed. The celebrations from a few days before were sharply replaced by a painful defeat, and Haaland was in no mood for talking as he made his way out of the stadium. Soon after, he posted an apology on social media for the performance. "Sorry everyone, this was far too bad on my part," he posted on Instagram. "In November, we go for 6 points." Despite defeat, Norway remain top of their UEFA Nations League group but are joined on 7 points by Austria and Slovenia. Kazakhstan are bottom on 1 point. Norway round off their group next month, with a trip to Slovenia followed by a home game against Kazakhstan. City will welcome Haaland back this week, where he will be needed for another block of games before then that include trips in the Champions League and Carabao Cup as well as the return of the Premier League. Pep Guardiola has hinted at first Man City transfer plan under Hugo Viana. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola spoke at the end of the last transfer window about what is necessary in future years. Ksiki Begiristain will take charge of Manchester City recruitment up to and including the Club World Cup, which includes a number of major decisions. Even if he is joined by his successor Hugo Viana in at least some working capacity from February, Begiristain will be responsible for calls including the future of Pep Guardiola and Kevin De Bruyne, their potential replacements, and how to deal with Rodri's long-term absence. There is not going to be an easing into the background before the end of the sporting director's contract. However, there will still be a lot for Viana to get his teeth into. From the middle of July, it is going to be the former Newcastle man who accompanies new signings in their welcome photos, and it could be a big summer ahead. It has been a quiet few years for City as far as investing is concerned, with Savinho and Ilkay Gundogan the only two arrivals from the 2024 window, and a spend above £200 million the previous season balanced out by hundreds of millions of pounds generated in sales, over £500 million across the last 3 years. That period has seen established first-team members sold, with City sticking to their mantra that players can leave if they bring a good enough offer to the table. Guardiola prefers to work with small squads, but it remains a delicate balance to maintain that while keeping a group capable of winning multiple trophies per season. Talks between the manager and the board at the end of the 2024 window seem to indicate an acceptance that a big summer is needed next year to kick the team and the squad on whoever the manager is. "Some years you have to be more active in the transfer market, sometimes it isn't necessary," said Guardiola. "I gave my opinion to the club made their opinion, and together that maybe in the future you have to do more." The midfield is an obvious area where fresh legs may be required, with De Bruyne, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva all over the age of 30 by next season. If Guardiola is to leave, it is also extremely possible that a new manager will want more players to work with as a starting point. While Begiristain and City will aim to leave the club in the best shape possible for when Viana takes over, from July 2025 it will be his reputation that is judged by the success of recruitment done at the Etihad. If Guardiola is correct, the new man will be given significant backing to make an instant impression. Pep Guardiola gives fresh Man City future update with contract admission. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola is into the final months of his contract in charge at the Etihad, but the club would like to keep him. Pep Guardiola says he still needs time to decide on his Manchester City future as his contract runs into its final months. City's manager is contracted until the end of the season, and he has said he would love the chance to lead the team into the Club World Cup that runs in the summer. However, there is no certainty beyond that, with no decision yet on whether he will sign another deal that will take him into a 10th year at the Etihad. There has been an expectation that this could well be Guardiola's final season in charge, but the club have not given up hope on keeping him, and the players have certainly shown no signs of tiring of a coach who has them unbeaten after 11 games of the season. A decision is expected in the next few months, but for now the Catalan insists he has not made up his mind. If Guardiola does decide to stay, next season he will work with a new sporting director for the first time in 10 seasons after close friend Ksiki Begiristain confirmed his exit from City. Hugo Viana will take over in the summer after a transition period where both men are working together. Guardiola's working relationship with Begiristain has been one of the pillars of City's success, as it was at Barcelona, but the decision of the sporting director has not been decisive in making the manager's mind up about what he wants to do next season.